Good day mga boss! Welcome po sa ating channel, Math Tutorials TV. In this video, we are going to discuss about the trigonometric identities or the fundamental identities. So are you ready? Let us start. We have here the following fundamental identities. So we have here the reciprocal identities, the quotient or ratio identities, the Pythagorean identities, and the even odd identities. So ito po yung mga formulas na to ang dapat nating i-memorize in order to verify identities or to solve problems involving fundamental identities of trigonometry. So what are the techniques in verifying equations involving trigonometric identities? So we have here the trigonometric identities can be verified by either of the following. First, you work with each side of the equation independently of the other side. You start with the more complicated side and transform it in a step-by-step fashion until it looks exactly like the other side. Okay? So yung gagalawin lang po nating side is yung complicated side and gawin siya nating equal sa another side of the equation. Next, you have to analyze the identity and look for opportunities to apply the fundamental identities. So, dapat is alam nyo po yung identity na gagamitin nyo in order to solve the problem or to verify the identity. Rewriting the more complicated side of the equation in terms of sines and cosines is often helpful. Okay? So, doon po lamang tayo sa complicated na side. If the other side is not complicated, huwag na po nating galawin. Yung gagalawin lang natin is yung complicated side. And we will make it equal sa kabilang side. Next, if sums or differences of fractions appear on one side, use the least common denominator and combine the fractions. So if ever meron po dyang you're going to add or subtract fractions, so you have to combine it, you have to add or subtract it by using the least common denominator and you have to combine the fractions. And last, don't be afraid to stop and start over again if you are not getting anywhere. Creative puzzle solvers know that strategies leading to dead ends often provide good problem-solving ideas. So, wag pong matakot na huminto at magsimula muli. Okay? So, this is a trial and error. Okay? Parang life lang din yan mga boss. Pag alam nyong wala na kayong patutunguhan at parang feeling nyo is mali na yung ginagawa nyo, huwag kayong matakot na mag-stop and start over again. But do not repeat yung mga process or yung mga ginawa nyo na mali. So dapat when you start over again, baguhin nyo yung mga mali at gawin nyo pong tama. Okay? So ganun din po yon sa pag-verify ng problems involving trigonometric identities. Okay? So, we have here the following problems. Okay? We're going to establish the following identities. So, we have here the 3 items. Okay, sasagutin po natin ito mga boss. Number 1, so we're going to establish the identity sine theta times secant theta times cotangent theta equals 1. So, yung unang gagawin yung mga boss is identify nyo or you analyze first the given equation, okay? And determine kung saang side ang komplikado or saang expression ang komplikado. Is it in the left side of the equation? Is this expression ang komplikado or etong sa right side ng equation? So kung inyo pong titingnan, medyo mas komplikado po yung left side of the equation compared to the right side of the equation. In other words, we work with the left side. So, hindi na po natin gagalawin yung right side of the equation. Yung left side lang po ay yung gagawin natin. So, here, we analyze the equation. So, ano pong gagamitin nating identity? So, ang gagawin natin is ganito mga boss. Okay. Yung secant theta is gagamitin natin yung reciprocal identity. Okay? Okay, we have there the formula that secant theta is equal to 1 over cosine theta. So, itong secant theta, nag-substitute tayo ng 1 over cosine theta gamit yung reciprocal identity. Okay? So, next, yung gagawin natin is we're going to multiply sine theta times 1 over cosine theta. So, we have here sine theta times 1, that is sine theta. So, understood na may 1 na dito sa denominator ng sine theta. So, 1 times cosine theta, that is cosine theta. So, we have here sine theta over cosine theta times cotangent theta equals 1. Now, we're going to, so, simplify lang po natin yan. Then, we're going to convert this expression into tangent theta by using the quotient identity. Alam na po natin na yung sine theta over cosine theta is equal to tangent theta. So, yung ginawa natin is nag-substitute tayo ng tangent theta sa sine theta over cosine theta by using the quotient identity. Okay, so eto na po yung ating equation. So, take note ha, yung left side is gagawin nating 1 which is identical to the right side of the equation. Next, okay, so, we all know that tangent theta is also equal to 1 over cotangent theta. That is by using the reciprocal identity. Okay? So, nag-substitute po tayo ng 1 over cotangent theta by using the reciprocal identity sa tangent theta. Then after that, we're going to multiply 1 times 1 over cotangent theta times cotangent theta, that is equal to 1. That is cotangent theta over cotangent theta or 1. Then 1 is equal to 1. So, na-verify po natin yung identity. Ganun lang po kadali mga boss. Okay? So, we move to the second equation. So, we have here 1 minus sine squared theta all over cotangent theta is equal to sine theta times cosine theta. Again, analyze natin yung equation. Okay, determine natin kung saang side yung mas komplikado. Yung left side of the equation ba? O yung right side of the equation? Sa inyong tingin mga boss, saan dito yung mas komplikado? Yung left side or the right side of the equation? Yes, correct mga boss. Medyo komplikado po yung left side of the equation. Thus, we are going to work with the left side of the equation. Okay? So, next, anong gagawin natin? So, i-convert natin yung 1 minus sine squared theta into cosine squared theta. Okay, bakit natin kinonvert yung 1 minus sine squared theta into cosine squared theta? Gumamit po tayo ng Pythagorean identity. Di ba meron sa Pythagorean identity that sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta is equal to 1? So, by applying the concept of algebra, pwede din natin sabihin na yung cosine squared theta is equal to 1 minus sine squared theta. So, eto po yung nangyari mga boss. Kinuha natin yung 1 minus sine squared theta, then nag-substitute tayo ng cosine squared theta sa 1 minus sine squared theta. So, ito na po yung nangyari mga boss. So, again, yung right side of the equation, wag mo nating galawin. Okay, we have here cosine squared theta over cotangent theta. Okay, next. So, we factor out cosine squared theta or we use the multiplication property. Okay, factor out natin or ilabas natin yung cosine squared theta. This gives us 1 over cotangent theta times cosine squared theta. Okay, equals sine theta times cosine theta. Okay? So, ano yung gagawin natin next? Okay? So, alam naman natin, by using the reciprocal identity, that 1 over cotangent theta, that is equal to tangent theta. So, ito yung nangyayari mga boss. Yung ginamitan natin na reciprocal identity, instead of writing now 1 over cotangent theta, yung sinulat na natin is tangent theta. Kasi, yung tangent theta is equal to 1 over cotangent theta by using the reciprocal identity. Okay? Next, ano yung gagawin natin? Okay? We express tangent theta into sine and cosine function. Okay? So, we all know that tangent theta is equal to sine theta over cosine theta, that is by quotient identity. So, instead of writing tangent theta, substitute na natin yung sine theta over cosine theta. Okay, ito na yung nangyari mga boss. So, that is times cosine squared theta equals sine theta times cosine theta. Then, by simplifying, so we can cancel this. Cosine squared theta can divide by cosine theta. Ang natira na lang dito is cosine theta. So sine theta times cosine theta is sine theta times cosine theta. Now, yung left side of the equation natin is identical na mga boss sa right side of the equation. Okay? So yung pag-verify po ng identity is nasa inyo na po yan. So kung anong technique or paano nyo po gawa ng paraan para yung the other side of the equation will be identical to the other side of the equation. Okay? So basta po gamitan nyo lamang po yan ng mga different identities. Okay? So yung goal nyo po is dapat maging identical yung left side at saka yung right side of the equation. Okay, for number 3, we're going to establish the identity cosine theta times cotangent theta is equal to cosecant theta minus 1 times the quantity of sine theta plus 1. Okay, again, we're going to analyze the given equation. Okay, and then determine natin kung saang side mas komplikado. Is it the left side or the right side of the equation? Okay, tama mga boss. Yung right side of the equation is medyo komplikado compared to the left side of the equation. Thus, we are going to work with the right side of the equation. So, wag na po natin galawin yung left side of the equation. Okay? So, yung anong gagawin natin mga boss? First, okay, simplify po natin muna ito. We multiply this binomial to another binomial. Okay? By applying the FOIL method or the Parrot-Beck or distributive property. Okay, kung ano man gusto nyo gamitin, it will give you the same answer, the same result. So first, cosecant theta times sine theta, that gives us cosecant theta times sine theta. Cosecant theta times 1, that is positive cosecant theta. Negative 1 times sine theta, that will give us negative sine theta. Negative 1 times positive 1, that will give us negative 1. Okay? So simplify lang natin yan mga boss. Minultiply natin yung dalawang binomials. Okay? So, next, ano yung gagawin natin? So, we are going to, okay, express cosecant theta in terms of sine theta. We all know that cosecant theta is equal to 1 over sine theta. Okay, anong identity yan mga boss? Okay, tama, the reciprocal identity. Okay, so, ginamitan natin ng reciprocal identity. So, instead of writing cosecant theta, nilagay na natin 1 over sine theta. Then, we copy the rest. Okay? Next, simplifying, 1 over sine theta times sine theta, that gives us 1. Tama? Okay, that is 1. Ito na. Then, copy plus cosecant theta minus sine theta minus 1. Okay? Simplify po natin yan mga boss. Okay, again, wag na po natin galawin yung left side of the equation. Okay? So, next, anong gagawin natin? Kung na-notice nyo mga boss, sa right side of the equation, meron tayong positive 1 at saka negative 1. We can combine these similar terms. So, 1 minus 1, that gives us 0 na mga boss. Ibig sabihin, wala na po tayong constant dito sa right side of the equation. Yung natira na lang is cosecant theta minus sine theta. Simplify na lang po yan mga boss. Okay? Next, ano yung gagawin natin? So, we are going to express cosecant theta in terms of sine theta. Okay? So, we all know again that cosecant theta is equal to 1 over sine theta. Again, that is by reciprocal identity. Okay? Now, we have here difference of two fractions. Okay? Di ba kanina sa technique, pag meron tayong sum or difference, we're going to combine the two fractions. Okay? So, combine natin, hanapin natin yung LCD. Pag whole number, understood na yan mga boss na may 1 na denominator dito. So, the LCD between sine theta and 1 is, yes, correct mga boss, sine theta. So, sine theta yung LCD. Sine theta divided by sine theta is 1. 1 times 1 is 1 ito. Okay? Sine theta divided by 1, kasi may 1 yung denominator ng sine theta is 1. Sine theta divided by 1 is sine theta. Then, multiply natin yung result sa sine theta. That gives us sine squared theta. So, we have now on the right side of the equation is 1 minus sine squared theta all over sine theta. So, simplify lang natin yan, mga boss. Okay? What's next? So, anong na-notice nyo, mga boss? Okay, anong na-notice nyo sa right side of the equation? Okay, tama. Etong numerator natin, mga boss, is pwede natin siyang ma-express into, correct, cosine squared theta by using the, yes, Pythagorean identity. We all know that cosine squared theta is equal to 1 minus sine squared theta. So, we substitute cosine squared theta sa 1 minus sine squared theta. So, ito na po yung right side of the equation natin, mga boss. Okay? So, malapit na tayo, mga boss. Next, we factored out cosine theta. So, factor out natin yung cosine theta. Yung natira na lang is cosine theta over sine theta. Okay? Next, we all know that cosine theta over sine theta is equal to, yes, correct, mga boss, cotangent theta. Okay? So, by using the quotient identity, we all know that cosine theta over sine theta is equal to cotangent theta. So, instead of writing this, substitute na natin yung cotangent theta. As you can see, the left side of the equation is now identical to the right side of the equation. Thus, we establish the given identity. Okay? Sana may natutunan po kayo sa ating video, mga boss. E palagi lang tandaan, ang math ay nagiging madali kung pinag-aaralang maigi. Salamat sa panonood. Thank you and God bless.